Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a fat activist saying you're not fat because you eat too much. You eat too much because you're fat. We've got a chicken and the egg situation going on. We're also going to be taking a look at several bonus clips from this same creator, including one where they go on a tirade talking about how weight and health are not related. So be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. She's going to be responding to this comment that reads, so would you say the average person eats too much because the average person is overweight?
Do I have a bigger body because I eat more? Or do I eat more because I have a bigger body? Bigger bodies need more food.
And how did bigger bodies get bigger? It's not all the food I ate that made me obese, but I do need more food because I'm obese. What? Okay, so the volume of food and our body size are completely related. Thank you very much. Bigger bodies do need more food. So if we lose weight, we won't need as much food and we'll actually save money. God, that was one of the dumbest ones ever, dude. Oh my God. Next.
Because I'm a lady in a larger body and I'm an expert in food and nutrition science,
You need more food.
I very often have people say to me, but don't you know that weight is associated with poorer health outcomes? And firstly, don't know how anyone thinks that I got 5 degrees in this space and work doing this every day and haven't come across that evidence.
Okay, so there is evidence and you've seen it. Maybe they thought that because you said eating doesn't make you fat, but you eat more because you're fat. So maybe all those different degrees and stuff paled in comparison to the morosis of that statement.
But it's precisely because I am an expert in this area.
Is somebody an expert in something because they went to school and got a degree in it? You know who else was an expert in something? Rachel Reagan, that woman who went to the Olympics and couldn't breakdance at all. She's actually like a professor of breakdancing or some stupid bullshit. Of course she is. Of course she is. I've met so many people that think that they have knowledge because they went to school, but they're actual dunderbeaks. And I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying that going to school does not make you not a moron.
That I understand what that evidence is, where it comes from, and what it means.
The appeal to authority, logical fallacy.
So people will often see a correlation between weight and health
I'm not sure why we're smiling so much. I think that's to manipulate me.
and think that it's causative. And if we just change the weight, we will therefore change the health.
Oh, okay.
But it's actually a lot more complicated than that. It's not a simple biological relationship between weight and health.
Weight and health are not related. I know because I have 5 degrees. Okay, have you ever lost weight though? Have you ever tried it? I don't need to lose weight to know that it is stupid. So that's a no then? You haven't actually ever lost weight? No. No, I have not.
Because people who live in larger bodies also live with the consequences of the societal perception of those bodies.
And the consequences of gravity, such as the pain on our knees, as well as other medical consequences, such as the fact that adipose tissue is hormonally active. The way that society treats us is really low on our level of concern, way below medical and health problems. And honestly, people that are dealing with a ton of medical and health problems probably aren't even noticing how society is treating them. Have you ever seen someone on My 600-Pound Life being like, oh man, the way that guy looked at me? No, they have bigger problems, pun intended. Sorry.
So we live with more pressure and more dislike.
Yeah, more weight equals more downward pressure. Oh, are you talking about some other kind of pressure that doesn't really matter at all?
And more distrust of our bodies put on us by other people.
If you don't trust your body, dude, that's on you. What are you even talking about? Now you're trying to blame us because you don't trust your body. Wow. Okay, so you're afraid to walk down those stairs because I and society have put distrust in you for your body. Before, you used to trust your knees. Now you don't because Mark gave you a dirty look that one time, I guess. Well, gee, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you distrust your body. You should trust it. Go running down those stairs. Don't let me hold you back, man. Go jogging.
We live in a society where we get poorer health care because it takes longer for doctors to believe that our problems are not associated with our weight.
Well, why are you always at the doctor?
Because devices and medicines are not tested for or designed on our bodies.
If you're larger than the medical testing equipment, that could be some kind of red flag or a wake-up call, you know?
We also live in a society
No, we don't.
where there is a lot of pressure to change our larger bodies, which results in people going on diets that are focused on weight loss that are actually malnourishing.
Well, hopefully when we go on a diet, it means we begin to start eating healthy and also not eating junk food. Actually, when you're living in a larger body, it's highly likely that you're malnourished because the food that you ate to get to that size has no nutrition in it.
Therefore, having poorer consequences for health. There's so many more reasons, but what the point is it is not a simple biological skip from someone is larger, therefore they're less healthy.
Well, except for the fact that adipose tissue is hormonally active and it's bad for you. And the numerous other health complications that come with obesity.
Or someone is smaller, therefore they're more healthy. And we need to stop mixing those things up because doing that is actually causing more of the harm that these people say they're trying to avoid.
I've said before that you can't tell if somebody is healthy by looking at them if they're thin, because they might be eating like garbage. But if somebody's obese, you can tell that they're unhealthy just by looking at them. And I'm not trying to shame anybody or say that they're less than because they're unhealthy or whatever. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, big difference between gaining weight on a good diet versus a bad diet. A blood test will reveal the person's nutritional situation, which is all that matters.
I would just like to be really clear on something in response to this comment, saying that a blood test will reveal a person's nutritional status, which is all that matters.
It won't, but there is a difference between gaining weight on a good diet versus a bad diet.
No, it's not all that matters. So the definition of health includes not just physical health, but mental, social, and emotional well-being.
Health is also mental, she said. Let me guess, that means we have to avoid doing anything that's the slightest bit difficult, because these days, bad mental health means working hard? Social health is one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard. You could literally not even have any friends and still be healthy. So, source?
And so if someone has perfect nutritional status, but they're miserable, then they're not healthy.
So what does that mean? You can get physically healthy, and then we need to work on your mental health by stopping working on our physical health? Because for some reason we have the mentality of a child, and controlling the way that we eat and putting a little bit of effort into exercising is killing us mentally.
So it's not all that matters. Also, a blood test can only reveal part of a person's nutritional status. Nutritional status is actually a lot more complicated than just what is shown by blood tests.
All right, I definitely agree that a blood test is not going to show your nutritional status or whatever the hell. That's not going to show that you have a problem until it's likely too late. But I disagree with the idea that we need to not think about the way that we eat or move to preserve our mental health. Working hard at something, even if it's difficult, is good for our mental health. Avoiding things that are difficult because they are difficult is actually bad mental health. You keep trying new things and just giving up immediately the second it gets difficult, and you're like, yes, I feel much better about myself now. I constantly give up. Next. How I moved from you are what you eat to you are more than what you eat.
Early in my food and nutrition science career, I used the phrase, you are what you eat, a lot.
Back before you lost touch with reality.
And I did that because I was coming from a background of biomedical science and epidemiology, and I was interested in biology and the molecular basis of who we were as people and how what we eat built that. As I moved forward in my career, I became interested in the science of nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics. And then I started saying, you are what you eat, but you also eat because of what you are.
You also eat because of what you are? What am I?
Because I knew then that who we were as people on a genetic level influenced the way we interacted with food.
So, genetics cause some people to overeat and become obese.
From taste to perception to metabolism to the way we detect nutrients, use them, signal the way our bodies work.
No. You can ignore whatever the hell your body is craving, this, that, and the other thing, and just eat food that is well established to be good for you. That's what I would say in response to all that. You're not genetically craving all different types of food because your genes need it. Like, no.
As I got further into my food and nutrition science career, I realized that food and nutrition are more than just biology. That's why my book is called You Are More Than What You Eat.
You have a book. Okay. Well, if I want your results, then I'll buy your book and take your advice.
Because people are more than just the sum of their food choices. And their food choices are more than just the sum of the biological outcomes of those food choices.
Right, that was a lot of big fancy words, but the food that you eat actually does lead to your size.
Food is culture. Food is joy.
No, food is fuel. If you're eating food for joy, then it sounds like you care less about nutrition and more about indulging in substances for pleasure. So are you a nutritionist or a hedonist?
Food is sharing. Food is caring. Food is fun.
That's not what I want to hear from my nutritionist. I want to hear the nutritional value of various types of food, dude.
Food is sometimes so much bigger in our lives than it needs to be because we put the nutritional pressures on it. And sometimes reducing it to nutrition alone is taking the joy and color out of our lives.
Well, hopefully your life has more meaning than just eating.
So that's my story of how I have evolved from you are what you eat to you eat because of what you are, to you are more than what you eat. And I look forward to you coming on that journey with me too.
You used to say you are what you eat. Now you've decided to start blaming every single aspect of yourself on genetics. Even basically claiming that you crave certain types of food because of your genes. And as I said, I don't want a nutritionist who's telling me how happy food makes them. I want to know about the nutritional value of food. Nutritionist. It's kind of right there in the name. You know, I thought that was what you were there getting those 5 degrees for. After getting 5 degrees, I learned that the nutritional value of food does not matter at all. All that matters is if it makes you happy. What school was this? Next.
I really do believe in the social aspects of social media, that
I don't.
this should be a conversation, but I do want to be really clear on something. I do block diet extremists.
Oh no.
If you want to engage with me to simply tell me that you hate a particular food, a particular way of eating, or if you want to judge people who eat a particular way.
What if I say that I like your shirt? It reminds me of agar.io.
I am not here for you. That is not the conversation that I want to be a part of.
Are people sending you a lot of messages talking about the food they dislike? If you want to engage with me to simply tell me that you hate a particular food, or if you want to judge people who eat a particular way, I'm not here for you, okay? This is weird coming from a nutritionist.
For you. That is not the conversation that I want to be a part of, because I understand the complexities of food, nutrition, and people.
Do you?
And I want to be here to support people in making decisions that work for them in their lives. I don't want to be part of diet factions or diet culture wars.
I am here for the diet culture war, primarily.
Or judgments that come with food and nutrition. You can take that elsewhere.
It's weird that a nutritionist will block me if I say that I don't like to eat certain types of food, or I say that some types of food are not as good for you as others. That's really weird. If all food was equal, then there would be no nutritionist or dietitian. Just go eat. Whatever can go into your mouth and can be chewed by your teeth, go eat it, right? Next.
Someone recently in a reply to me here said something quite unkind and fatphobic, and when I called them on it, they said that they couldn't possibly be being fatphobic because they themselves used to be fat.
Oh! Wait, is that the gotcha that I thought it was? Can you still be fatphobic if you used to be fat? I don't know. Let's listen more.
And I want to be really clear that fat phobia is about your behavior and it's about your set of beliefs surrounding fatness and fat people. It's not.
Are those a bunch of Jellos all over your shirt there? Those old school Jellos that people used to make in those weird forms? I think they are. Wacky gelatin shirt.
Not about the size or shape of your body. So someone can be in a larger body and still be fat phobic.
Is somebody fat phobic if they're like, I am fat and I want to lose weight? Would that be internalized fat phobia?
One can have experience living in a larger body and still be fat phobic. And so when you think about your experience, also think about how you're projecting your behaviors onto other people.
No.
Because perpetualizing this constant cycle of weight stigma and fat phobia.
Weight stigma? Hold on. A little bit of intrusive R going on there.
This constant cycle of weight stigma and fat phobia.
Weight stigma and fat phobia again.
Weight stigma and fat phobia.
I hate the stigma the most.
It's doing us all harm.
Yeah, I would say the stigma and the fat phobia are doing us all harm as well. Is it a low and cheap blow to make fun of the way that somebody speaks? I'm not really making fun of it, I'm just pointing it out. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Are you not fat because you eat too much, but rather you eat too much because you're fat? Is there no correlation between weight and health? And is the joy that food brings you more important than its nutritional value? Leave a comment below. Happy Thursday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly.